Apparently, men in 2026 expect to be treated with the same financial support that Rihanna allegedly gives to A$AP Rocky.
Let me just go ahead. Let me put my glasses. Let me put them on and take them off. Magnifying glass. Where you at? They expected to be treated financially like A$AP Rocky. For those of y'all who don't know who A$AP Rocky is, I'm willing to bet you know who Rihanna is. You know, Umbrella, Rihanna. Work, 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 Rihanna. That's who she's in a relationship with. That's who she has children with. This is a wild statement to open a video with. Now I'm locked in. I'm invested. Because how did you come to this conclusion?
For a little context, I married my husband a couple years ago. When I met him, he started from nothing. He was new to Canada. And when we got married, he moved in. I paid for everything, which is understandable because he was getting on his feet when he did work for his cousin. I barely took anything from him because I felt bad most of the time. But then when he started making some money, I started noticing that he's still not contributing. And the rent here where I'm from is very expensive, just like I'm sure it is all across Canada. I pay $2,800 a month. It's not cheap. I was also paying for groceries, every little extra thing that you can think of. While he was putting everything that he made back into his businesses, meanwhile, I also run my own business, and my business had to suffer a little bit because of that.
So she was taking care of him financially, building him up so he could have a business, which, that's her choice. And then when his business started making money, he was just putting the money back into his business, and she continued to support them both financially, and he didn't chip in. This is according to her. This is a lot, ma'am. This is already scaring me, but I gotta see it through for the plot.
I also got pregnant immediately after we got married. Our daughter's gonna be 2 pretty soon. So I also did...
Congratulations, I think. Is this the right time to say? Also, she said that the rent was around $2,800 a month in Canada. Is that what's going on? Canadians chime in. Dang, I thought we was getting hit hard. Sheesh.
Our daughter's gonna be 2 pretty soon. So I also did all of this, had to deal with all this through a pregnancy, through postpartum. I'll give him that he's like a great dad. He's great with my daughter, but as a partner, he never really could even understand why I was so angry when he started making money. And I wasn't even expecting 50-50, like something, anything. Hydro bill he paid, but that just isn't enough. In the last 9 months, I have given this man close to $100,000. Actually, probably more, because if you calculate the last 2 years of paying rent and all the bills and all the little extras, groceries, blah, blah, blah. So it ends up being a lot more. I would cry about this. And he would say, well, your son doesn't pay rent. My son is 22. And it's not that I didn't agree with my son going to work or whatever, but I didn't marry my son, and he just couldn't understand. He put himself in the same category as my child.
There's so much that was said here. First off, you got a 21-year-old, ma'am. In my opinion, she looks great. She looks amazing. Shocking. And she said she spent around $100,000 what, funding his life or helping? I am so confused.
Fast forward to today, we are no longer together, but we just can't agree on anything. And these topics still come up because it's pretty new, our separation and everything. So, I mean, I've also said some pretty crazy things. But one thing that he did say to me was, well, that I should be expected. I don't know if he used those words. He did say this for sure. Rihanna, she supported Rocky and his businesses. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I married A$AP Rocky. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't have Rihanna money. Honestly, I've never met a man like this. I feel like I've gone crazy in the last 2 years. Is this? I don't know. Also, I don't even think that's accurate information. I think this man just believes every reel, every TikTok, every little thing that he sees on social media, does no extra research. I've never seen anything written about Rihanna starting A$AP Rocky's businesses.
The fact that Rihanna and A$AP Rocky is even a part of this conversation is very interesting. The fact that allegedly this man used A$AP Rocky as some sort of standard of how he believes she should be operating is wild. And it's no shade to anybody. Rihanna is sitting on some bake, and I'm glad. But ma'am, did he see you like a Rihanna, like a bank? Because why else is he equating Rihanna to you or what A$AP Rocky received from Rihanna other than the possibility of maybe he saw you like a bank too? And I'm not saying that A$AP Rocky saw Rihanna as a bank. I'm saying it's obvious she has money. You know, it's quite obvious she has money. Like, hopefully there's, in any relationship, love, and you just so happen to be with somebody who has money, you know? But, what? What is going on?
Manipulative. And this is just such a small example of what I've had to deal with in the last 2 years. I've thought of posting stuff about this. Also, if he wants to use A$AP Rocky as an example, he's very much publicly involved with Rihanna. And my own husband, who we are nobody, can't even take a picture and allow me to post it.
No. And I want to correct one thing she said. Ma'am, you might not be Rihanna and he might not be A$AP Rocky. That's fine. But you're not a nobody. You know, just because you're not Rihanna. I don't like when people say those things about themselves. Anyway, she's essentially saying, as far as the money, that I get what she's saying, but ma'am, you somebody. All of y'all watching are somebody, and I agree. So like, you know what people be saying? Who he feeling like, or who she feeling like? He was really feeling like A$AP. I find that so. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at her situation because I truly empathize with it. And I find this actually quite disturbing. But the fact that in my head, I'm visualizing a man feeling like A$AP Rocky, like cue the A$AP Rocky pictures, because what? And we also can't just gloss past the fact that she said this is her husband and she's not able to post a picture. And I understand privacy reasons. Some people don't like to be on the internet, but I think what she's saying here is if he's comparing himself to A$AP Rocky, they are very public, not because they have a choice. They're famous. People are snapping pictures at them all the time. But I don't think A$AP Rocky is ashamed. Like, he talks very highly of Rihanna. So when she's talking about that and then saying, hey, my husband is feeling some sort of way about the pictures that I would like to post of him, it to me, and I could be understanding this wrong, it sounds like she may be articulating that he's not okay with that. And I don't know if that's coming from a place of, I don't want people to see me and her together for whatever reason. I'm not sure. That's just what I'm piecing together. I don't feel that way about A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky, based off of what I've seen of him, speaks very highly of Rihanna, calls her a black queen, and I love that. Yes, every relationship has its own issues. No relationship is perfect, but the way that this lady right here is talking about that, I really feel like bad for what she has experienced. Lord have mercy. It can't get worse than this, can it? Oh gosh.
Of our family on social media. I understand people want to be private, so I respect that. But don't compare me to Rihanna.
It's ugly. It is. It's messy. I don't like it. I don't like it. Oof. Now, why am I talking about this? The $100,000 is getting me. And I think this opens up the floor for a larger conversation, being that this has now went viral on TikTok. She said, do we need more stories? I'm scared, ma'am. If this is what you coming with, I don't... Yes and no. But let me go to the comments first. The first comment says, I have a theory, but I need to see a picture first. Someone said, I had the same theory. You are correct. She has posted evidence. What is the theory y'all got? I'm scared. What is the theory? Wait, someone said I was right. These type of women think they are special and the exception. I gotta see. Now I gotta see it through. Another comment saying, you made the mistake of maintaining the relationship financially from inception. I'm not gonna lie to you. Do I know what inception means in this? I don't. I'm not even sure if I said this word right. So eat me up in the comments if you want. Y'all gonna do it anyway. Anyway, somebody here said, feels like a bad episode from 90 Day Fiancé. Okay, now I'm assuming that's what y'all are meaning by y'all's assumptions. And now that you say it, because it wasn't clicking to me.
What's not clicking? What's not clicking?
It really wasn't clicking to me. I fear y'all might be on to something. I hope. Have y'all ever seen 90 Day Fiancé? Oh my gosh. I'm not even gonna get on that. Like, oh my goodness. And I have no business. There was a time where I was hooked on 90 Day Fiancé dating Angela and Michael. Angela and Oh my God. Anytime they would come on the screen, it was always something. And is that, ma'am, I hope you wasn't feeling like Angela and he feeling like ASAP. Actually, was he feeling like Michael? For those of you who know, you know. Oh, ma'am, I hope not. And they y'all saying he's keeping the money in another account. Mind you, she's laughing at these comments. So I'm gonna make a little jokey joke. And she replied to this saying he probably keeping it in another account, ma'am. Lord have mercy. Ma'am, this better not be saying I feel like overload, cannot compute. Cause why does it say on the screen, I married my partner 1 month after meeting him? Ma'am, is this the man? Cause I have to be honest. The optics, and I know and have seen many episodes, 90 Day Fiancé. Ma'am, the slides with this outfit, and y'all can say what y'all want. I'm allowed to think what I think, and y'all probably thinking it too. Where did you meet this man is what I'm getting at. Cause the slides with this outfit told me a lot. Ma'am, after 1 month, and it's giving that you pulled an Angela. I hope you didn't pull an Angela. So this is y'all allegedly. Him and then you pregnant. Wait, you got pregnant 1.5 months after meeting. Put him on the what? 1.5 months after meeting. So y'all got married. When did y'all get married? Like, cause the math. Did y'all get married shortly after this happened, or did this happen first? Or like, she said this is her husband. It seems like a scheme that Todd set up.
A scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the booze.
No! Gosh. So, mom again after 20 years, first time dad. Ma'am, you got the video that just went viral on TikTok on your profile that we just seen. But then you got this video pinned too that we just seen with the man saying that you got pregnant. So these are the only 2 pinned videos so far. This was in 2025 in May. Oh my. So you just had the child not that long ago. And then y'all in the comments talking about some, I knew it. We knew. Wait, she said never got a PR from me though. What's a PR? Oh! It just clicked. Is that a permanent residency? What is a PR? Like, y'all tell me what it is. I'm not hip to the game. All these acronyms. Somebody said, you got love bombed. And she said, yeah, that's so true. And ma'am, they over here asking you now, sister, after 1 month, and she just laughed like, hey, it is what it is. Like, what can you do at this point? Like, the baby is here. The deeds have been done. Hey, you just got to roll with the punches. But, and I'm going to read this because why not? I want to understand something. So because he's a Nigerian and she covered his face, it means he has a family back home. Who assumed that? Wait, what? Oh, I see. Because y'all keep commenting, if you got to hide his face, he ain't yours. I mean, some people do just want their privacy, but you know, we not in them folks' relationships, so we don't understand. We don't know why she did that, but financially, this is crazy. Let me hear the rest. Is she, ma'am, you just posted this 3 hours ago. I'm early. Let me see. Now she's replying to a comment saying, we were warning her, and fast forward a year later, the truth comes out. Lord have mercy. I'm not ready. What's she about to say?
I didn't need a warning. I already knew what I got myself into.
Oh, there's no way. No way that you knew what you were really dealing with. I don't believe it. And it's okay, I think, to say, maybe, shoot, girl, even say you didn't believe it, because to say that you knew that this was gonna happen and you still went, that make it even crazier. This is a lot.
When I met my husband, I had just recently got out of a relationship of 3 years where we talked about having a family and kids and everything like that. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. When I met my husband, I monkey swang from one relationship to the next. And I was more than willing to support his journey in Canada. Why do people get married after only 1 year? Okay, so it's not like he had the wool pulled over my eyes or I'm some stupid woman. I knew what I was doing. However, I didn't agree to be treated the way he treated me afterwards. We did have discussions about when he started work, he was going to be supporting us a little bit more. I didn't have money when we first met. I rented a house. I still rent. The only thing I had was a car. I had a 22-year-old son, my chihuahua, and a full client list. I'm a busy nail tech. Where a lot of problems started was he had an issue with my son and my dog. I can share stories about that another time. But also, we started a security company together. When he was able to start working, he started one for himself. He wasn't really getting any business. A lot of contracts that he wanted to go after, they only worked with Indigenous businesses. So we started one together because I'm Indigenous. In order to be considered an Indigenous business, you have to be majority owner.
Hey, for those of y'all who that applies to, hey, it's some good information in what she's saying once you get past all the craziness, just on the business side of things, because I didn't know that.
Majority owner has to be Indigenous. As soon as he got a contract, we had opened up a joint bank account for this business. We had opened up a joint email for this business.
Right.
When he started this contract, he went and opened up another account where I didn't have access. He opened up another email that I wasn't aware of. Both happened in around the same time. He knew I had an issue with that, but he would just say, well, it's my business. I'm the one who put in the work for the website. I'm the one who did this, whatever. That's fine, but you wouldn't have work if it wasn't for me and my name or using my ancestry.
My gosh. So because of her ancestry and her being Indigenous, and that being the thing that brought a lot of clientele to the business, they were able to capitalize off of that, but he's not able to because he is not. She has what she has running in her blood. So she's able to make money off of that, but he needs her to make the money. But he goes behind her back and makes accounts and then looks at you and says, yeah, well, I set up the website, and it's like, there is no anything without her. So I'm with her in that aspect. That doesn't really make sense. So it's like, whatever you can get from the host, get it from the host, and then just take it for yourself. This is too much. It just sounds like she was doing something for both of them that benefited them both. And if they both worked together, they both can pour back into each other. But instead, she's pouring into both of them and him, and he's just taking it back for himself. Oh gosh, I don't like this. And what we can see here, in my opinion, it's not just about her situation and this being wild. I think this is an issue with a lot of relationships, that perhaps one person is pouring into the other person, but whenever that person is gaining from the person who's pouring into them, they act like they don't know them. That's not cool. That's not cool. That builds resentment, because what you're really doing is benefiting financially off of somebody and then being selfish with whatever you've gained from that. And instead of having a team mentality, you result back to a selfish mentality, like, I need to scavenge this for myself. Now, it would be one thing, in my opinion, if this is what they agreed upon, that's their business, but it doesn't seem like she was ever comfortable with this. Some people, if, for example, would be perfectly fine with him having his own account and saying, hey, I want to do this with the money that we gained from this business together, and I'm just going to put it here. If that's what they agreed upon, that's cool. But I think these sort of things have to be talked about so there is no friction. Clearly, she wasn't okay with this. Clearly she wanted help financially and thought that they would just work together as a team, which is one reason why I think when it comes to being in a relationship, the financial aspects of how things are going to be done has to be discussed and known by both parties. Because if not, one person may be looking like they're selfish or moving independently, and the other person might be trying to move as a team.
He didn't see that as a valuable thing. However, I don't even know if he would have even gotten that kind of work if it wasn't for me. But if you have a business partner, if he were to have a male business partner who was Indigenous and all he did was that he was able to get contracts, you still have to treat that business partner fairly. But I don't know if he just seen me as less, but he didn't want to compromise. And it led to really, really, nasty arguments about this, because he was also, this contract in particular only lasted 4 months because he ended up getting fired from it. But that contract for 4 months, every month was bringing in $15,000 just for one guard. And he was the one working it. I never got to see where he spent the money. He says that it went all towards business, but I don't know that.
See, it just goes back to what I'm saying. Like, if this was a team effort, she should be in the know. But if it's him doing the physical labor, I don't know exactly what's going on, and him getting the deposits, man, this is just messy. And I wonder, how soon did he get into this business with her in these contracts? Like, who came up with it? Like, was she doing this before he was there, or is this like he came and they met, and then like did somebody do some research and now all of a sudden you're into some business stuff? Because did somebody realize, like, did either one of y'all realize that you could do this, and then all of a sudden it's like, this is what's going on. It's just too much. It's too much. Or maybe she was doing this before they met, and then maybe she told him. I don't know. This whole thing is messy.
Doesn't share any of information with me. So again, more arguments arose from this. He couldn't understand why that was important to share with me. When you're feeling used, that's where I have a problem. When I express boundaries, that's more problems came about from that. And then he would say, you're only angry. Your problem is your son. You're taking your frustration out because of your son and your dog. I was fine before you came into the picture with my son and my dog. Very peaceful. In fact, before he moved in, I said, we live a very peaceful life. Me and my son don't really argue. I live my life, come and go as I please. I think he just wanted more control over me and the household dynamic, and I just didn't allow it. So it doesn't align very well with that culture. Trust me, I respect that. But you are a Nigerian living in Canada. You're having a child with a Canadian woman, Canadian Indigenous woman. How are you going to come here and I'm supposed to adapt to your culture? We're still in Canada. Anyways, do I think that he was ever going to stay with me long term and really build a family together? I don't know. I had some glimpses where that looked like it was the truth. And then also I did see the red flags that this guy's just gonna get what he wants and then leave. I knew that risk when we got married. When I did end up getting some money, which I ended up getting, it's not like I gave him the whole lump sum right all at once, but then I quickly realized that he really had no plans to contribute to building anything with me.
And what's very sad to me, and she seems like she loves her child, but she sounds like her other child is grown, not too far into being grown, in his 20s, early 20s, right? Which means now she must be around 40. And it's like, ma'am, like, I'm thinking you just got done raising a child. Now you have a newborn child at 40. And in this situation, this is a lot. I really feel for her. But now she just has to do what's best for the child. It just is what it is.
But he ended up losing that job. He blames me for it because I guess something was said to me and I didn't pass along the message that there was a little bit of feedback. They didn't actually tell me what the feedback was. So I thought they were going to take it up with him because he was working on site and dealing with the managers. And he made it very clear that he didn't want me to be a part of any of it. So I had ended up telling him this later and he got fired. He's like, this is all your fault. You fought me until I lost the contract, which isn't true.
So he was doing all of the physical work, but it was registered as if she was the one doing it so they could secure the contract. That's what I'm hearing and gathering here. And some communication fell through. So when he was taking the money, he's taking the money, it seems like, because he's like, well, I'm doing the work, but you're the face. You see what I mean? Like, she's the face to secure the jobs, but he sounds like he's doing the stuff. And it sounds like because he wasn't helping financially before and she was paying all this rent and paying other things and not being helped in the household, when he was putting the money in his account, it was making her upset. Like, hey, why isn't it coming back to our household? Why am I not seeing that money? That's what I'm gathering here. Okay, it makes sense. It makes sense. And again, this, like, so many couples get into it over finances. So many. So many. Like, you got to start going over hypotheticals. I'm not even lying with you. Like, you got to go over hypotheticals. Like, if this goes well, what would you do in X situation? What would you blah, blah, blah? Like, seriously, it's necessary. So then you can be like, hey, when we talked about what you would do in this situation, this is what you said. Hey, going into this, all of the money is going to this account. It should not even have been a question of what is going to happen. But if he lied, like, that's a whole nother layer of things. But a lack of discussion means that people just do what they see fit in the moment. And I'm not saying that's what happened with her, but I'm just saying that is what happens.
You went behind my back and opened bank accounts and did all these things that led me to have issues. Later on, we ended up finding out that it's because he was doing administration work in the security car when he was supposed to be working security.
So he was over there doing computer work when he was supposed to be working security. And that's allegedly why they let him go. This is according to her.
They're asking for things and they were getting them while it was coming from him. So they knew he was working in the security car doing administrative stuff when he's actually supposed to be doing his job. He literally took accountability for nothing. So ultimately, I kicked him out multiple times until it finally stuck. And he thinks that's the worst thing that I could have ever done to him.
The question is, when he got kicked out, where did he go? Because they're married. He's from Nigeria, allegedly, and they're not together. So is he back in Africa? Is he in the motherland? The motherland. The motherland, like the Muffin Man.
But guess what? The man is paying rent somewhere else when he could have been helping me and his daughter.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Like, it's like a cycle. It's like you don't help the spouse gets mad, you break up from the spouse, and now you're back paying rent or paying a mortgage by yourself, and then you're mad because you have even less money and you were trying to save money and put the money in your account, but now you got to use the money that's in your account for yourself and utilities and food, and nobody's about to help you with that. I do feel like two heads are better than one personally. Like, obviously over in Canada, the cost of living is high, because she said almost $3,000.
I'm not a desperate woman. I just put myself in an unsavory situation, which I would never do it again, ever. Truly happy living a single life with no stress.
Right. I mean, ma'am, best of luck to you. This was a crazy story time. One thing that needs to be added to this whole conversation is that none of us know how the financial situation between A$AP Rocky and Rihanna is set up. If we're being honest, most people, from what we see, assume, yes, Rihanna likely has way more money than A$AP Rocky. But that doesn't mean that A$AP Rocky doesn't pull his weight. It doesn't mean that he possibly might not be paying for everything. We really don't know. Whatever they have going on in their household is going on within the constraints of their home, which is perfectly fine. But even with that being said, A$AP Rocky, even though he may not make as much money as Rihanna, still might be and likely is making over $100,000 a year. Like, he has tours, he has merch, he has all these different things going on, collaborations. So the fact that A$AP Rocky is getting brought up in this conversation from this lady is getting me, because A$AP Rocky is not the average man. This man is over here walking fashion shows, rubbing elbows with rich people. How did that even equate to, like, him being the standard for other people not in that financial class? Like, this is a lot. It's like saying, hey, this rich man has a rich woman, and I think that because she's more rich, she's doing all of this stuff for him. It's like, we don't know that. We don't know. But one thing likely is that he's rich too. So this is an interesting conversation. Now I want to know what y'all think about all this down below. Do y'all think it's crazy that A$AP Rocky and Rihanna was catching strays? Like, what she say? Like, allegedly. Was this situation to you giving 90 Day Fiancé? And if you know, you know. Or do you think that this was just a love story going wrong? Definitely could have been the case. Financially, I don't care who you are. We got to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.